That I am more street smart than I am book smart. Not that I'm stupid or anything, I got good grades, but it's just if you were to weigh the two together, I would definitely be more street smart. Now ideally you would want to be both. Just recently I was having a conversation with someone about the education system, and really does it mean that you're going to be successful just because you have an education? And we both agreed, no, it doesn't mean that you're going to be successful. Of course, everybody's definition of successful is different. It's just that there's so many other factors when you look at people that make them stand out than just being academically smart. And I know I've run across people like that I find out later after I've worked with them for a while that yes, they were really good in high school or college or wherever, but they don't have the other types of skills that's actually going to propel them further on in their career. And they're fine with that. They're very smart, so they're my go-to people actually. So what does it mean to be book smart? Now I've run across people, or actually there's people that love to learn. They like being in school. They go from one learning aspect to another, and they just like learning different subjects, and they do very well at them. Good for them. And then there's other people that are very good in just about everything else, which is more your common sense, your social cues, getting along with others, navigating life. For example, you might run across a salesperson, or you know of a salesperson who's very, very good in their field, and they know how to negotiate, they know how to relate to other people, communicate, influence them, so forth. But if you were to look back at their probably their GPA, they're probably average, but they had these other skills that made them stand out. The same thing could be opposite for someone who is what we would call a nerd, and they're very smart in whatever aspect they're good at, but not so good, I should say, not so good in the social aspect. So if they go to a party, they're really they're like a fish out of water. That's what they are. They're fish out of water, not quite sure what to do. And, we need those people too. So my point is that there's very different types of intelligence. So don't sell you short if you're not academically smart, because that means you probably have some other skill that's needed someplace else. Now we all have heard of the dumb jock, for example, and they're physically intelligent. Their body can do amazing things when whatever sport they're in. They just have the body type, they have the will, the determination, the stamina, so forth, to do that profession, that athletic profession. But they may not be all that smart in, let's say, academic world or some other aspects of their life. They could even be bad at communication. I'm sure you've seen some professional athletes. They're very great on the field, but when they get off the field and they're talking to someone being interviewed, they're not so good at that, so they need to work on that. And then you might have the people very smart in the musical industry. They, for example, can pick up an instrument and learn a new one just like that. They might be a prodigy. In fact, there was one instance when I was working at a place, and one of my coworkers went to go pick up another coworker in the morning. He says, yeah, I went to go pick him up, and here he is at 7:30 in the morning playing guitar. Now that is someone who really likes music. If they're sitting around like, well, what the heck should I do? Well, I think I'll just go play my guitar in the morning. That's somebody who really likes it, and that's one of their intelligences. And then I've also run across people that are very good with scientific names, for example. And that could be the medical field, the pharmaceutical, it could be animals, plants, or so forth. And they just love it. I've ran across somebody who says, oh yeah, I just love doing that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking, really? I'll just stick with cat, dog, peony, shoulder blade, instead of all the scientific names that go with it. But hey, knock yourself out. You're really good at that. Go in a field that will help you excel in that field. But my whole point is, don't sell yourself short here. There's lots of different types of intelligence out there, and I can help with that. I use a book called 7 Kinds of Smarts. And the thing is, we need all of them, all those different types of intelligence. So where would the professor, the doctor, the engineer, the lawyer, the athlete, the musician, so forth, without, for example, the mechanic, the computer nerd, the plumber, the handyman, you name it. We all need each other. All right, so remember, you are smart.